Guess who? You miss me?
What up, man? We're back in the garage, dude, and I gotta tell you, I cleaned my garage the other day, and man, it hasn't been this clean, I don't think, since I moved in. You know what I mean? Shit. But I will admit, I'm gonna open this door so I got some light right here. This is my tool cart. This is kind of my catch-all, and I saw that there was a post on Built Not Bought, like people talking about like what it is that they do to kind of help keep their work environment like organized or whatever. Me personally, whenever I'm working on something, you guys already know I have most of my tools and everything is all set up inside the laundry room. It's kind of like my tool room, dude, but I'm constantly pulling stuff out of there as I need it. And whenever I am working out here and I'm working on my bench, basically I have this cart right here, so whenever I start to get a little overwhelmed with things just placed everywhere, I just kind of throw it all on the cart. And this is like my catch-all, so every once in a while I roll this thing over here, and now I'll sit here and I'll go through the cart and slowly get everything put back where it freaking goes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a little behind on that right now. Today, we are gonna be going over to Sic Industries. Shiloh is actually over there right now. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment. Shiloh has been over there since, I think, 9 a.m. So they've already been there for a few hours just getting stuff done. Of course, you know we gotta go over there and get an update, man. We gotta go see how it's going and where he's at on that. Before we take off, dude, I got some stuff to do. I need to get the transmission out, bro. I need to get the transmission and get it sat up here on the bench real quick.
Every day.
So this is my JDM GSR. It's an S80 transmission, and it does have the factory LSD in it, which is most certainly a plus, man. I'm definitely excited to have LSD on the car. It makes a huge difference. I'm sure most of you guys already know that. But that's one of the very first things that I did whenever I tore the Civic all down, is I took this transmission to a local guy here and I had it completely gone through. So this transmission literally has just about all brand new synchros inside of it, and anything that showed any kind of little sign of wear, like the gears and stuff, he replaced them with brand new Honda OEM stuff. And then also I threw an LS 5th gear in here because you know, for the freeway pulls, bro, for the freeway. But we did paint this transmission a long time ago, a long time ago. I'll link that video on the top of the screen right now if you guys want to check that out. It was actually a 2-part where my son and I went through getting it all cleaned up and ready for paint. And then the second part is when we actually sprayed it, and I mean, it still looks just as good right now. But alright, so here is my old intermediate shaft, in which is the female type. And yeah, I'm not going to be able to use this one anymore. So here is my new one that I just picked up for 20 bucks from a guy off Facebook. It obviously needs to be cleaned up some, and we need to kind of straighten this dust shield out a little bit and get rid of some of this surface rust. And here are my new Duralast Gold axles. Duralast Gold, there's the box there. And this is the reason why I had to get a different intermediate shaft. This one actually takes the male intermediate shaft, so my old one wasn't going to work. And I want to make sure that all these splines and everything are going to actually line up and everything's going to work. I want to check this in the transmission, check this in the transmission, and check and make sure that these pair together and everything, and I'm not gonna have any problems. And I mean, the reason why I'm wanting to check, I just want to make sure everything's gonna fit. I know that there's different spline sizes for axles and everything. I don't know exactly what all I have. I know that these axles were ordered for an Integra Type R GSR transmission. This is just from a 94 to 2001 Integra, I believe. And then I have Type R hubs actually on the Civic. It's the reason why they are 5 lug. I've got a bunch of mismatched stuff, you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that I have everything, all the right stuff that I need, and it's all gonna plug into each other. But before we do that, I want to get all this freaking surface rust off of here and get this thing cleaned up a little bit. Just a little bit of elbow grease, man, to get it all cleaned up. I should freaking be a parts restorer, you know what I'm saying? Came out pretty damn good. Not nearly as clean as the diff on the E36 came out. I don't know if you guys seen that, but the thing came out a big old freaking pile of grease and disgusting, and after I was done cleaning it looked like it was literally brand new, bro. I was amazed by that. Gotta get my sriracha sauce.
Put that on everything.
Oh, yep, there it is. Winter chicken dinner, baby. That's it. Now I gotta get them apart. There. So the transmission. Winter chicken dinner. Now I'm not gonna push this one all the way in because I know what it's gonna do. It's just gonna lock and give me a pain in the ass time actually pulling it back out. But at least I could tell that the splines line up, and that's what I'm looking for. That's what I wanted to double check. Give it to me. Intermediate shaft to transmission. And bam, dude. I almost forgot. Winter chicken dinner, baby. And by the way, if you wanted to see, if y'all were interested, dude, I love this transmission, for real. Freaking love it. I mean, you guys already know, I have to paint it, right? Alright, we're gonna let that go ahead and stay hanging out back, bro, because it's obviously gotta dry before we can move forward. And for the time being, I think we're gonna go ahead and pack up and head over to Sic Industries, dude, to see what Shiloh's got going on. I need to clean out my spray gun first. Damn it. Also, I have this big brake kit sitting up here on the shelf. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but it is 4x100. Somebody gave this to me saying that, you know, if I wanted to use it for the khaki Civic. But of course, if you don't already know, we are 5 lug, and we also have Nsx brakes on this car already. So I mean, our braking system on the EF is pretty good, but I know Shiloh can most certainly use this, man. So it's a much bigger rotor. I don't know exactly what size it is, but I mean, you can look at it and see how big it is. These are Integra Type R calipers, and then the little bracket that you need in order to run the calipers. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this stuff with us and see if maybe Shiloh wouldn't mind using this on the 2JZ. Yeah, back there in the corner this time.
Oh yeah, this is most of them back there.
Alright, so these guys are busy working on the car, and I'm gonna try not to really bother them too much because he's trying to get as much done today as he possibly can, but they did get the fuel pumps all wired up. If you guys can see down here, all nice and clean. It's running up into the body right there. I hope you guys can even see that. But then they have the relays ran to the trunk right here, all mounted nice and clean, and you can see the wiring they already have running. I don't know if they have this all connected already, but they do have it running to the front. Here's all of his fuel line. I don't think he's actually going to be working on the fuel line today, but he does have all the fuel line. But you guys seen that. We got it from Finish Line Factory, and don't forget, you guys get 10% off. Link down below. Got the fans mounted up, and Shiloh went ahead and mounted them in the front because that's what he wants to do. I think they should go in the back, but then again, he really don't have very much room in the back. But he did get a little bit of a thicker radiator also. I guess Paul had this laying around, so yeah, that looks pretty good. Speaking of, he also got this little bracket fabricated here that, as you can see, the intercooler is already mounted. He's got to add some tabs onto it for actually mounting the radiator, but that's all coming together. It's pretty close. Jesus, man, who painted that? What injectors are these again?
The Injector Dynamics 1050X.
So we got the injectors in, 1050X Injector Dynamics.
That's the ones that they came out with to replace the 1000 cc's.
And then got the oil feed line ran over here to the turbo. Still got to get the oil drain. Hey, you got a blue timing belt too.
That's Gates Racing.
Nice. Same thing I got.
It's the
Dude,
same
this
thing
is clean, bro. So clean. What else? I got the fuel pump. What is that? What is that, just a ground?
That's going to be a power post where the power splits off for the starter and alternator.
Oh, so that's like an isolated mount. So
Yeah,
okay.
It won't ground out or nothing.
Nice.
I got one battery cable ready to make. A lot of little stuff everywhere.
Yeah. So obviously after the car's all finished, probably gonna have to get Shiloh over to the house because all this stuff's either gonna need to be painted, or I think he might want to just clear coat this. There's a lot of other things that's been fabbed up, like this piece here that holds the fuel cell in. We're gonna need to paint that later in the future or clear coat it, whichever he wants to do. I think he's wanting to just clear coat it so he can keep all the weld marks. It looks kind of cool. So we still got the intake manifold that Paul's working on, and still gotta finish this thing up so it's actually mounting. It's actually holding the radiator in there, and we're doing hard lines for your radiator. I think that's what you said.
The bottom is going to be a hard line for sure.
Where's the inlets on the engine?
The upper neck comes off here.
Okay.
And the lower.
Also, yeah, that one you can use.
So
the top is going to go from here to here, and the bottom
is going to go across the.
Gonna hardline it across the bottom to right here. Okay, nice. Alright, before we get out of here, I wanted to show you guys really quick what other kind of stuff Paul actually does. If you guys didn't know, this is actually Paul's son's Bronco, and this is the bumper that they built for the front, dude. This thing is freaking insane, man. It all bolts to the frame, so it's strong as shit. And they're cutting a piece of aluminum that they're probably gonna do like some dimple dies or something and put right here for the brush guard. But dude, freaking solid, man. I definitely need some shit like that from Max. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys this because I thought that this was badass. Damn, dude, look down here. It's got another point where it attaches to the frame down here. That is sweet, man. That's skill right there, dude. That is some fabricating skills. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We're actually figuring out everything to finish up the engine bay right now.
Right now? Oh shit, what will you have left after that? No walking away.
Everything else.
When are we getting our first start, Shiloh?
After we finish everything.
But when's that?
There's a lot of stuff.
Dude, everybody wants to know.
Where's everybody helping?
Yeah, my car got tagged while we were here.
It literally only took an hour before we noticed.
Alright. It's official. I'm rocking your stickers on my car. That means you have to make me a bumper.
Okay.
Like the Bronco.
It might be a little lowered when we're done.
A little lower?
Yeah, a little lower. It might squat a little bit.
Oh, because the weight? Okay. We'll have to beef up the suspension too then. You got some springs sitting in there. See you guys later.